What is up, everyone? We made it week one, Sunday, September 11th, 2022, whatever year this is. But a lot to talk about in 49ers land, a lot to talk about is started for fantasy football. So let's get into it. Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Let's go, Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. I'm Jason Aponte. We're back. Shout out to everybody tapping in. It is 49ers game day. Kickoff. It's a little wet right now, pause. It's raining over here in the East Coast as well, too. But, for everybody that's new here, we are going to get into everything that goes on with the 49ers. Drop your fantasy football questions in there. Also, as you see right here at the bottom, log on to underdogfantasy.com. Use that promo code Aponte. I've got my favorite prop bets that I have here on the bottom. Wagers is what we should call them. And you can see them scrolling at the bottom. Win yourself some money today by following this advice. And also, the pick'em insurance that Underdog is actually giving will, if you get 3 or more wins and you lose one, insurance makes sure that you get paid. So shout out to everybody that's in here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Right after this, we will be going into the playback room to watch the game. And then after, we'll be right back for the post-game show. So a lot of stuff going on. But first, let's see. Matt asks, let's see. Hold on. Elijah Moore or Hollywood Brown. I think I'm just going to go Hollywood Brown. I mean, no Rondell Moore, no DeAndre Hopkins, shootout in Kansas City. I think you have to start Hollywood. I mean, I love Elijah Moore this week, but give me Hollywood Brown in a shootout with him at in that shootout. Brunel's asking Bateman or Freiermuth at flex full PPR. It's a little rainy out here right now. I'll probably lean Bateman here. But he's still the number one option. It's basically just him and Mark Andrews. So I'm gonna roll with Bateman here on this one. Mark asks Burrow or Rodgers. Cincinnati against Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers against Minnesota. I still think you can roll Rodgers, I think, in this one, but it's not a bad option for either of them. Yeah. So Chase says Ayuk or Godwin. Ooh, you're playing a dangerous game with this one because Godwin's gonna go all the way up to game time. So it could be a game time decision, but then if you don't have him, you don't have anybody at this point. But then Ayuk's in that rainy game right now, man. And I don't know if you guys have seen what's going on over there. It looks like that monsoon against the Colts last year. This is not an easy one at all, man. I would rather play Godwin today, but you've got to have a better option later on. Like maybe Russell Gage is out there or somebody else that you can pick up and play in case Godwin doesn't play. But I'm going to try to stay away from a lot of 49ers players in this one just because of the rain. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but okay. Standard League, Paul asks, Christian Kirk or Brandon Ayuk. I really want to go BA, but the weather has me concerned. Yeah, you know what? Roll Christian Kirk. I think that he's going to have his time. I believe they play Washington. So, yeah, he'll be fine. I think he's going to be fine in this one. He's going to get loaded with targets. So, yeah, I would go Christian Kirk just to be safe. If this game was normal, if there was no sort of rain, anything like that, I'm firing up BA, no questions asked. But I can't do it in all good conscience right now. Alex asks, Raheem Mostert or Boyd at flex? If it's PPR, then I'm going to roll Boyd. If it's standard, then I'm going to roll Mostert. Is that the best way? So Matt asks, in that case, Hollywood or Eli Mitchell at flex? Hollywood. Stick with, don't overthink it. Marquise is going to be fine. It's going to be a shootout. They'll be running up and down the field. Lance or Winston? I think I'm just going to roll Jameis just to be safe here in this one. I don't want to play any 49ers players or Bears players unless you have to. Montgomery, Mooney, Komet, you might have to play them. I get that part, but if you have options, I would put it to someone else at this point. Carcast asks, standard, Robert Woods or Amon-Ra St. Brown, my flex. Standard, that means you're going to need a touchdown out of them. I'm probably going to roll Amon. I think that Titans-Giants game is just going to be just running the ball. So I'll take Amon here in this one. Lamar or Rodgers? Come on, Ray. You know what you're doing. Fire up the boy, Lamar. Lamar got something to prove. This is going to be his big year now that he hasn't been signed. Rohan says, Sutton or Hollywood? Woo, man, that's tough. That is really tough, man. I think that both those guys are going to get ample opportunities. Man, Give me Hollywood by a hair. But I do love Sutton a lot this year. I think he's going to be Russell's guy, especially with the revenge game that Russell's got against the Seattle Seahawks. So yeah, but give me Hollywood, man. I just want a piece of that shootout. I want that back and forth. Sutton may be fine, but I think that they're going to blow them out, and they're going to be able to run the ball and do whatever they want. So yeah, I think that Hollywood's going to have to get thrown the ball because there's going to be a lot of shootout potential. All right. Axel asks Sutton, St. Brown, Renfro, Michael Thomas, pick 3. Well, you're going to start Sutton. That's easy. You're going to start Renfro. Damn, this is tough. I think I just roll Amon-Ra over Michael Thomas. I just don't know what to expect. I think he's the guy. So, yeah, everybody but Michael Thomas. But, damn, those are some good-ass options you got there, man. Let's see. Does the range justify swapping out Aiyuk for Chase Claypool? Ooh. I'm not huge on Chase Claypool. Like I just this year, I mean, they have. I think Pickens is gonna break out. I think Deontay is still the man. But yeah, the rain probably does justify this. I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea of you playing Claypool over Aiyuk at this point. Mark says, I need a flex. Sutton, Zeke, DK, Penny, or Breece Hall. Goodness, Mark, all of these great options. I think you roll Sutton here. I mean, if it's PPR, then you definitely roll Sutton. I think Zeke is going to have his hands full with Tampa Bay. DK against Denver, who's his quarterback. Rashad Penny is going to get bottled up, I think, as well, too. Breece is in a timeshare in which the offensive coordinator for the Jets called Michael Carter the heartbeat of the offense. So take that for whatever it's worth. I think I'm just going to roll with Sutton just to keep it safe. I have Lockett, DK, Robert Woods. Shout out to Amin, bro. I have Lockett, DK, Robert Woods, and Mecole Hardman. Who should I start as my receivers, and who should I start at my flex position? Hardman, Josh Jacobs. Well, you're going to start Najee. You got to start Najee. You didn't draft him early on to sit him for Mecole Hardman or Josh Jacobs. I mean, so you're good with that. Lockett, DK, man, you went both Seattle receivers. Mecole Hardman, Robert Woods. If it's 2 receivers that you got to pick, I think you got to roll your Lockett and DK, but you definitely got to start Najee. I mean, for sure. Vader Joe 71 asks, DJ Moore, Elijah Cooks, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tony, 2 flex spots PPR. DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks. Don't overthink it. You got this. It's going to be beautiful. Goff or Lance. Is it Goff or Lance in PPR? I mean, do the rules change for quarterbacks in PPR? I'm not certain of that, but if you have to ask one of these questions, I'm going to lean the guy that is not going to be playing in the rain, and that's Goff, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to play Trey Lance. I don't want to play any of these guys in this rainy game. I just don't. And if it ends up biting me in the ass later on, that's cool, but I can't take that chance today. Let's see. Brandon asks, I have Debo, but worried about the weather. I have Elijah Moore and Kirk as well. Weird to say this, but should I sit Debo today? I don't think you can sit him. I really don't. I mean, you drafted him for a reason. You drafted him very highly for a reason. I love Elijah Moore this week. I think he's going to have a great game. I think Christian Kirk's going to have a great game, but you can sit Aiyuk. You can even sit Elijah Mitchell. But if you look up and Debo has like 2 rushing touchdowns, can you live with that on your bench? I can't. So I'm going to still roll Debo at least in this one. Amin says, should I start Rashad Penny as my second running back over Jacobs, Michael Carter, Najee Harris? You're going to start Najee. You have to. I actually like Michael Carter in PPR this week, man. I think that the Jets are going to be behind. They're going to have to throw a lot. I like Michael Carter this week over, Rashad Penny and Josh Jacobs. So, let's see. So, yeah, we can talk about this real quick. So, TDP, inactive. 3rd round pick, inactive. Jordan Mason, active. This isn't a victory lap because he still has to play, but it's a victory lap because I told y'all. And a lot of people told you, but Jordan Mason's real. It's real, man. It is very real. And this is the guy that is the guy who swoops in on the job later on. I told you guys, most consistent running back in training camp, did everything right. Coaching staff agrees. TDP, 3rd round pick, not active. Crazy world we're living in today. Brunel asks, pick one at flex, Sutton, Dillon, Pierce, or Thomas. Again, full PPR. So you're not gonna play Dameon Pierce because it's full PPR. I'm gonna stay away from Michael Thomas. It is a very interesting conversation between Sutton and Dillon. Because for me, I think what the Packers are about to do is with no receivers, Alan Lazard's out. Romeo Doubs is still unproven. Randall Cobb's still there. I think there's going to be a way where Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon get on the field together. And they were already ready to include A.J. Dillon in the plan regardless, right? And it seems like they're going to use him as the goal line back. Aaron Jones is going to bring back plenty of value because he catches the ball. He's so good. Full PPR, I got to go Sutton. I think Sutton has a boom game. I think that they hit him over the top for like one touchdown, and he's Russell Wilson's number one. So let's play it safe and let's go with Courtland Sutton. But love the fact that you have A.J. Dillon on your team, man. I think that he's going to return a lot for his managers. Tough day to have Lance and Fields in a Superflex league. Goodness gracious, man. I mean, it's just 1 week, though. Appreciate you, Chase, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. 10 minutes in, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell for when we go live. Make sure that you guys are signed up on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Aponte. Double your first deposit up to $100. And you see the bottom right there. These are the receiving props. They are the game props that I am the highest on. They're giving you one free one, which is Tom Brady higher than 0.5 total yards. So you take that one as your first win. And then the rest of these, I think, you should feel pretty safe about. Deontay Johnson higher than 50.5 receiving yards. Seems easy. Justin Jefferson over 6.5. Even easier. Kyle Pitts more than 60 yards. Easy. And Devontae Adams 83.5. I've got him over that. J.C. Jackson is not playing. And he's got his boy Derek Carr throwing him the ball, man. So let's see. Yes, we are going to be on Get Playback. Thank you for bringing that up, Shaolin Style. But yes, Get Playback. We will be on there right after this. So I'm gonna dip out of here at 12:45. Get ready to hop on the stream. It'll be me, Akash, and Rich. Vish is actually at the game, so he won't be there. Shout out to Vish and Godspeed, young man. All right, Overseas Niner, Ayuk, Amon-Ra St. Brown PPR. You got to roll him on. Yeah, like don't even mess around with this one. Not today, man. Not in this weather. Pierce or Tony at flex. Depends on the format. If it's standard, I'm definitely rolling Pierce. I can't take a chance on Kadarius Toney right now, man. I really can't. Like, he was involved last year, but there's a whole new regime there. Who knows if they plan to feature him in that way. Sounds like they're trying to get Kenny Golladay the ball however they can, even if he's not interested in catching the ball or doing anything. But I'm going to roll Dameon Pierce here. He's going to get most of the work, but you have to be worried that they're going to get blown out a little bit by the Colts. But I'll still roll Pierce here over Toney just in case. Rashad says, what do you think of Deebo Samuel's week 1 and full fantasy outlook? Does he come close to repeating what he did last year? I don't think he can do what he did last year. And that's not a knock on Deebo. It's because nobody's ever done what he's done. So it's funny with the 49ers receivers. Everybody was high on Deebo going into 2020. Brandon Ayuk was the guy that people felt, a little bit by the wayside with. Brandon Ayuk outperforms. Obviously, Deebo got injured. Then we roll into 2021. Everybody's on Brandon Ayuk. And everybody's on, off of Deebo Samuel, and it flips. And I think it flips again. I was out on Deebo Samuel at his ADP, just a little too high. He's at his ceiling. And to expect something that's never happened before in the game of football, ever, to happen again, it's just tough. I mean, it's just a game. It's just a numbers game at this point. Like, he can still have a very good season, but he's not going to do what he did last year. And that doesn't mean that he fell off or anything's wrong. It's just that was special, what he did last year. It was very special. Matt asks, FlexBot, 1.5 tight end PPR. Okay. Alberto, Hunter Henry, or Ayuk. Well, we're going to get Ayuk out of there. If we're going to pick through these three, it's Alberto. I think it's Alberto in this one. So, yeah. I like it, though. I like tight end premium leagues. Yes, and if you are pulling up to Get Playback, I will post a link right before we get out of here. All you need is your TV provider, and you can sit there and watch me, Rich, and Akash go through the game. You might get some organic Christmans from Rich Madrid, which is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. So, yeah, for sure. Daniel asks, Mostert or Abdullah? I'm going to roll Mostert, but Amir Abdullah is somebody that if you guys have a free bench spot, please pick up. Kenyon Drake is out of town. He went to Baltimore, and he might be involved today for Baltimore, but Amir Abdullah is the reason that they got rid of Kenyon Drake. He's going to be the passing down guy. And if you know anything about Josh McDaniels, those passing down running backs are important. And I think Amir Abdullah is going to have more of a role than people realize. So, yeah, I would pick up Amir Abdullah before he pops. Otherwise, you're going to have to try to fight for him on waivers next week. So, Here we go. Paul asks, Trevor Lawrence or Derek Carr? Let's roll Derek Carr in this one. Derek Carr is one of the top 12 quarterbacks that wasn't drafted in the top 12 that has a chance to end up top 10. So I'm with Derek Carr. I'm rolling with him this week. Rashad Penny or Miles Sanders? Give me Miles Sanders. Just I want to stay away from that Seattle offense so I can see a little bit of it, especially in a game where I feel like they're going to get railroaded by the Broncos. So Vader Joe says, rate my squad. All right. Rodgers, CMC, Swift, Debo, AJ Brown, Waller, DJ Moore, Cooks. Goodness, Niners D, Robbie Gould, Elijah Mitchell, Amon-Ra, Kadarius Toney, Justin Fields, Raheem Mostert, Albert O, Garrett Wilson. Man, 2 flex, full PPR. It's a 9 out of 10, man, or a 10 out of 10. Jesus, man. Like, look at all of these studs. I mean, you can't even play all of them. It's a great problem to have for you, man. All right. Wife needs a replacement. Albert O or Hunter Henry? Albert O. I'm going to stick with Albert O. Let's see. SoCal Niner fan. AJ Dillon or Damian Pierce? PPR? AJ Dillon. Give me AJ Dillon in this one. I think that he's going to be on the field a ton with Aaron Jones, as I explained earlier. So, all right, let's get to the 49ers. And you can continue to send your questions in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, all that. Make sure you guys are on Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code APONTE. Double your first deposit up to $100. And my favorite bets or my favorite wages are on the bottom. So, you can take a look at it. I think it's very solid. I think I'm going to win some money. If you want to win some money, you got to sign up on Underdog Fantasy. But the 49ers, inactives. TDP's inactive, and that was a bit of a shocker. Danny Gray's inactive as well, too. Now, what oh my goodness. I hope y'all get out of there healthy, man. That's disgusting. There's a lot of bad weather going on right now. Poor Vish, man. I hope he's good. But I want to pull up the inactives so we can talk about each one. But it looks like it's going to be the Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, and Jordan Mason show. And they're going to run the ball 800 times in this weather. I mean, and it makes sense. And they were going to do that whether the weather was good or not. So it doesn't change anything for the 49ers. Let me see. Let me get to some news. Inactives. So George Kittle's out. That's fine. I think we knew that. But Marvin James is asking, what expectations do you have for Trey in this rain game? Just don't turn the ball over. Manage the game. Do exactly what coach is going to put out there for you. So the inactives are Daniel Brunskill, TDP, Danny Gray, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, Jordan Willis, and Nick Stickel. Well, Brunskill's injured. We knew that. TDP's a shock. Danny Gray's a shock. George Kittle, we knew that was going to happen. Brock Purdy, that makes sense. The backup is that handsome guy that everybody knows and loves. Jordan Willis and Nick Stickel. Well, with the TDP thing and the Danny Gray thing, man, your 2 rookies already are inactive. But what if Kyle Shanahan is saying, man, Danny Gray doesn't really fold into our game plan this week because of the rain? And that makes sense. Having him inactive, though, like, you couldn't even have him in uniform and ready to go just in case. Maybe the weather breaks, and that one's a little weird to me. Not the TDP thing. I mean, I think I'm a little weirded out by the TDP thing because it's a 3rd-round running back, but at the same time, Danny Gray not being there, that's weird. I mean, I know they're going to run the ball a ton, but what if the weather breaks and you get a look you like and you want a guy who can run down the field and you can scheme him open? They're just going to run the ball 80 times, aren't they? Trey Lance is going to throw the ball 3 times this game, right? They're going to give him the full Mac Jones treatment from the Buffalo game. Yeah, this is why I don't really want to play anybody right from this game unless it's a running back. Like, if you have to play Elijah Mitchell, that's fine. I get it, but this is going to be a messy, messy game. Like, what a way to start off week 1, 7-3 game, 10-7 game, 13-10 game. Fire it up. Whatever the under is for this game, whatever's the number, smash the under. Always smash the under for sure. Let's see. Nick says, with TDP out, you think Mason will get some carries? Nick, yes. Yes. It's time. He may get 3, he may get 4. But when that man runs the rock, you're going to say, who the hell was that? And I love the number switch from 41 to 24, man. Looking good. Such a nice number for a running back. Have y'all seen the field conditions? Yes, it's like a pool right now. And they have new grass. So all I really want, just get out of there healthy. Whether it's a win or a loss, I still think the 49ers are going to win. They're too good. But whether it's a win or a loss, just get out healthy, please. Please get out healthy. That's all that matters to me. in my opinion. My guess is they wanted the special team player, Malik Turner. That's a good call. It's a good call. I like that. Should I sit BA? Yes, I would. If you have a better option, I would. But let's see. This is a Jeff Wilson type game. Yes. I mean, he's trusted. It's going to be a running back game. It's going to be very much run centric. But what I'm really interested to see is just how this offensive line holds up, especially with this game plan that's going to happen with the rain, because they're going to need the run block. And if they can't in a game where it calls for them to run over and over, then maybe we can start to worry. But a lot of the offensive line concerns are just that, concerns. They're not straight up panic because we haven't seen them play. So let's see. Entire week of game planning. I think Kyle has a good grasp on what guys are going to be doing, what they look like, and how this is going to work to their favor in a rainy game. So yeah, I mean, we're going to find out about the offensive line. That's it. Yeah, Malik Turner is active, Chris. Yes. Bears by 10. Fields makes San Francisco regret not drafting him. Cool story. That field is basically underwater. Yeah, he's not lying. He is not lying, man. I have a feeling this game will be like the Washington game back in 2019. I was actually at that game. And I paid more for the parking than the field level seats. The field level seats came out to $13 each, and the parking itself was like $45. But yeah, that was a miserable time. And in that Colts game that many people went to last year, look, this may come off like, and everybody's going to be like, oh, stop being soft. I hate the rain. I don't want to stand in the damn rain to watch football. It's terrible. I don't want to do that. I did that for day 2 of the Senior Bowl practice. It was horrible. It's horrible. You can't focus on anything. You're just getting dumped on. Your clothes are wet. It sucks, man. So shout out to the 49er fans that are out there. Shout out to the Bears fans that are out there, man. You guys are troopers. I know you love your football, but I hate rain, and I don't like standing in the rain. Oh, well, it's just water. No, man, nobody wants to be wet for 3 hours. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, Nick Lane says, I picked up Mason on most of my fantasy teams and stashed him on the bench because I think he'll be starting later in the season. You, my friend, are a smart man. Very smart man. With Kittle out, who starts at tight end? Charlie or Ross? Is going to be Warner. They're going to run the shit out the ball, man, and he's just going to be there to block and block and block. That's what he's there for. So, yeah, I mean, if it's obvious passing downs and they feel that they can pass the ball, then you'll see Ross, but it's going to be Warner. I think that it's no question when it comes to that. I'm not singing that, but you know what he's talking about when he's talking about blame it on the rain. But yeah, I mean, I still have the 49ers winning this game. I still think that they're the better team. They're coached better. They're going to find a way to get it done. They've been in these situations before, and it just plays into the game plan that they want to have. Now, Trey Lance is going to have to make a throw or two in this game to keep things going. Maybe a drive, maybe, a scoring touchdown, maybe to switch things up. But you're getting into that 30-35 rushing attempt lane right now with this. So it's going to be very tough, man, for everybody. These games are weird, and rain changes like when I said last night on Twitter about the odds are going to be even, what I mean is the odds aren't even, but they're bringing them closer together in the rain because anything can happen. Ball, fumble, slips out of your hand. Bears pick it up, they run it in. Like, all of these things are now on the table that wouldn't have been there if this would have been just a clear game. Like, so yes, it does bring the game closer, and it's obviously going to be way more low scoring. Again, whatever the over-under number is on this game, smash the under, and probably take the under on almost every single prop that's out there for this game, no matter what it is, unless it's something absurd, like Trey Lance passing yards under, Deebo Samuel receiving yards under, all of those things. You like, those are easy money right now with all this rain. So Vader Joe said, I heard it in my head. Good for you, man. I definitely wasn't going to say that. Chris says, I was at that Colts game. What a shit show. Yes. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel for you guys, man. And I also salute you guys. You guys are better than me. I couldn't be able to do it, man. I could not stand there. I would be complaining. That Washington game was awful. I spent most of the time underneath a canopy watching from afar. Don't care. Had field level seats literally right there on the field. Never went to my seat once. It was pouring. It's terrible. Like, you can't even enjoy the game, man. And the game quality obviously shifts when it comes to this. But man, I don't see I don't see how people can enjoy themselves at these games. But more power to you guys, man. Shout out to y'all. Ronnie says, will we see any blitzing this game? I'm sure. I think that DeMeco Ryans is going to try that, especially from the nickel. Like, you're not going to see Sam Womack too much in this game because there's not going to be too many obvious passing downs because of that. But I think that they want to put pressure on the kid. Make Justin Fields show that he can work under pressure and beat you in different ways. And I think D'Amico has really, really grown into that aspect of his play calling in terms of showing 5 guys, showing 6 guys at the line, dropping 1 in coverage, but sending 5, sending 6 sometimes. He has confidence in his corners, and that is warranted because Ward and Mosley are great, so they can cover man on man. And if you get there, all you need to do is get there in a second and a half, and it doesn't matter what's happening on the back end. So yeah, I do think that you see this because he wants to force Justin Fields to make it happen. I completely understand that. That absolutely makes sense. All right, 25 minutes in. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Over 150 people. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Sign up for Underdog Fantasy, promo code Aponte. On the bottom, you see my favorite wagers on the site, so you can make some money. I think we're going to make some money today with all of these. It's easy. So Lance scored 2 touchdowns. Hey, Dr. Hey, I love it. Hope so. I love it, man. From your mouth to God's ears. Let's get it. If he scores 2 touchdowns, 49ers win by 20, probably at this point. Sleepy One says, feel like the worst case scenario. Wet conditions, 60% new O-line, first start for a team led by Trey. Niners have trouble containing running quarterbacks. They did have trouble last year. No, they did in years past. And the Justin Fields game last year, he definitely did. But they figured that out. There wasn't too many running quarterbacks that were going crazy on them last year. I mean, they held Kyler Murray, who was like playing like the MVP, to like 14 yards in his first start. In Trey Lance's first start. So I think that they've gotten past it. I think everybody has problems with running quarterbacks, right? Like, it's not as easy as all like, oh, well, just keep them in the pocket. Yeah, you say that, but dynamic players make plays, and that's it. So, I mean, I necessarily wouldn't be too worried about Justin Fields going crazy running the ball. Don't think that that's going to be something that they're trying to put in the game plan, but it'll be something that happens out of him improvising more than anything, I would say. Brandon Hatch asks, who are you starting week 1? Devonta Smith or Elijah Moore? PPR. Give me Elijah Moore, man. I mean, the Jets are going to be behind in this game. They're going to have to throw it a lot. Joe Flacco lit up Elijah Moore with targets in the 2 times that he actually played with him. One was a full start where he gave him 8 targets. The other was a half start where he hit him with 5 targets. He loves Elijah Moore. It's going to be him. Give me Elijah Moore in a game where the Jets will be trailing and they're going to lose. So, yeah, Joe Flacco revenge game for another day. So, Sean Hughes says, 1 pass slips and the Jimmy fans will be calling for him to come in. Trey is never getting a fair chance. Well, I mean, I think we've kind of talked about this. I mean, the people that are going to do that are the people that have their preconceived notions and whatever it is that they want to be true, as opposed to, using new information or actually rooting for the team. So, I mean, I wouldn't really be worried about that too much. I think after the game, when the media starts to ask questions about like, well, why didn't you make a move for Jimmy? That's going to be more loud than the fans. Kyle doesn't listen to the fans. He is not on Twitter. Who cares? They can be calling for whatever it is that they want. He'll never see it, but the media is going to ask questions about that. And I think that's something that Kyle Shanahan had better put into his decision-making, right? Like, it had to be part of the decision-making to bring in Jimmy back, right? Like, I don't want to hear Kyle rolling his eyes. I don't want to hear Kyle getting mad about another Jimmy question. If you didn't want any Jimmy questions, you know what you had to do. So don't get mad at everybody when they start asking those questions. But I doubt that the fans are going to be loud enough for him to hear. He does not care what they think. I don't think at all, man. Luis, thank you for the generous donation, my brother, man. Who makes the biggest play on either side of the ball? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Emmanuel Mosley has an interception in this game, and I think that that's going to be the game-ending interception, or it'll be a backbreaker. So I'm going to give it to Emmanuel Mosley. I think that Justin Fields is going to try to get a little greedy. I think Emmanuel Mosley is primed for a breakout season, especially in his contract year. So, yeah, give me that one. XO, you're reading my mind. Hopefully no major injuries. That's it. Grant's video of Trey warming up first pass slipped out of his hand. Oh, no. I didn't even see that, Sleepy One. That's terrible. Did you hear the news about Jimmy to the Rams? Somebody's got to fill me in on this one. What? The Rams want Jimmy and they're going to trade him in the division? I don't know. Let's see. Somebody fill me in on that one. I didn't get to hear that. So 30 minutes in. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. We're 150 people in here, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate the love, man. Again, we're going to be on getplayback.com. That's where you guys can watch Akash, Rich, and myself. We're going to talk the game. So if you guys want to do that, hop right out of here when we're done at about 12:45, 9:45 Pacific. So you can jump in and, watch us talk, instead of hearing that. So Do I think Mitchell's on a pitch count? I don't, Michael. I don't think he's on a pitch count, but you do want to beware of the hot hand. Don't let Jordan Mason rip off 2 or 3 good runs. Man, as fast as you saw Elijah Mitchell take over last year, that's as fast as you'll see Jordan Mason take over, because you know Shanahan does not care about what we think of fantasy football. So Carcast asks, is Ezekiel Elliott and Damian Harris a good running back core for standard league? I think so. The only thing that I would be afraid of with Damian Harris is touchdown regression. That's something that he probably can't duplicate. I think he had like 14 touchdowns last year or something like that. But in standard leagues, that's all you need. It's not PPR. You don't care about catches. It's only yards and touchdowns. I have no problem with these two. So, yeah. If the Niners would release Jimmy, the Rams would have picked him up. Who reported that? That's I mean, I'm sure that makes sense, but then that goes to show that they're way more concerned about Matthew Stafford than anyone would have said. So, a fixed 22. Anyone else worried about bad snaps and the weather? Brendel will need to step it up. I'm not necessarily as worried. Obviously, it's going to rain, so yes, it's a concern. But him and Lance have a great rapport. They actually worked together all last year. He's been the starting center since Daniel Brunskill went down, so I'm not as worried, but it is a concern. I would definitely say that. Let's see. Antonio Gibson or Elijah Mitchell in a standard league. That means you need a tug. I like Antonio Gibson in this game, man. I really do. I mean, it's only going to be him and J.D. McKissick at this point. Shout out to Brian Robinson. I hope he's doing well, but unfortunately, we know his situation. So I'm going to roll Antonio Gibson in this game. Yeah, and that's something that 2-3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a month ago, probably would have said is insane because of Antonio Gibson being on special teams and being in whatever the doghouse, but he's going to get the work. So I'll give it to him, man. God, I hope no one gets hurt. That's true. Yep. Oh, Adam Schefter was the one who said that. Man, all right. You guys are on it. I mean, I can't look at my phone while I'm with you guys or whatever, but damn, it's a nice little nugget, man. That really means that the Rams are scared about what's going on with Matthew Stafford. They really are. If they were just going to go ahead and sign Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's a starter. He's not a backup. He's a backup on the 49ers, but he's a starter in this league. He's definitely one of the best 32 quarterbacks in this league, and he is a starter. So to see that really means that they're really worried about what happened with Matthew Stafford, man. That's crazy. That's insane, man. Paul Granger, did you watch the Nate Diaz fight? I don't watch UFC, unfortunately. I got to get into that, I think, more than anything. Congrats on making it big. Hey, I don't think I made it big. I'm just still here with you guys, man. I'm still remember where I came from. I'm with you guys, man. Jason Mishler asks, Jason, I've got Joe Mixon starting today, but Jordan Mason's active today. Should I pick up Mason or stay the track with Mixon? I'm at such a crossroads. You should pick up Jordan Mason, but you definitely got to start Joe Mixon. Don't overthink it. Yeah, don't overthink it. I know we're Niners fans. We're excited about Jordan Mason, but yeah, pick up Mason. Let him sit on the end of your bench. If he pops off, then you don't got to run to the waiver wire. You've got him. I picked him up every single place that I could in every league that I'm in if he was available. So yeah, I would do that. But you definitely have to start Mixon. Don't overthink that. So any value in starting Jeff Wilson Jr.? I'm looking at him versus Hardman PPR. Felix, I think you take the boom with Mecole Hardman. It's got to be somebody. And that game, I want as many pieces in that Chiefs-Cardinals shootout as possible. And I think Mecole Hardman is going to be one of those guys. If you guys have an extra bench spot, go look for Sky Moore. I'd love to start Juju Smith-Schuster. Obviously, you're starting Travis Kelce. The only people that I'm not happy to start is like Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I'm not really big on him this year. But a sneaky start is going to be Jerick McKinnon in this one if they're throwing the ball a ton. He got all the work in the passing game. They really like him. They brought him back. So shout out to the GOAT, Jerick McKinnon. Michael McCann asks, Sutton or Mike Williams standard? Ooh, man. Give me Mike Williams. But either one is good. So you could flip a coin, and I think you'd be fine. I think both of them scored touchdowns in this one. So Stafford elbow issues and bum O-line. I don't see the Rams making the playoffs. Plus, Bobby Wagner looks slow. It's one game, but that was a damning game for the Rams, man. I mean, the Bills turned it over 4 times, and you lost by 3 touchdowns? That means that game would have been, what, like 56-0 if they didn't turn it over? Not the way that you wanted to start if you're the defending champs at all. So, Paul, the bets, the wagers to take are on Underdog. I've got them right here on the bottom. This is what I'm looking for. In terms of money line, that's all I really do. I don't really do spread. I kind of laid some money on the Niners, the Ravens, the Colts, the Saints, and I think the Titans. So I parlayed all those. I think that all those teams have a great chance to win. So, and all they have to do is win. Remember, they don't got to cover the spread. I have Devin Singletary a lock for this week. Mixes my RB2. Should I just grab him next week? You got to start mixing. But if you have somebody on the end of your bench who's a receiver or a backup tight end or a backup quarterback, something like that, just get rid of him for Mason. It's much more valuable if I ask so. If you ask me. Peyton says, is Mason active because of special teams? I feel like he's more likely to be on special teams than TDP. Maybe, but nah. I think that they actually want to see him. I think Malik Turner's here for that, and I think that was pointed out by somebody, Tavarius, I believe, or somebody in the chat. Smartest fan base in the league easily, man. So, yeah, I don't think that he'll be on special teams. I think that they know what they're going to be doing, which is running the shit out of the ball. So let's bring as many running backs, and I think that Jordan Mason is the most trustworthy. So, yeah, if that was the case, then I think TDP would have been starting. I don't think that they really value that over what he brings to the run game. So, Flav says, let's go. Although I think Jimmy's the better overall quarterback right now, I like Lance in this weather. Just hope we don't need to throw to win this game. I don't think you can throw to win this game. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate you, Flav. I don't think you can throw in this weather. Just look at that Colts-Niners game last year. I think that's your best way to look at it. What the hell is up with Matt Eberflus? No matter when he faces the 49ers, it's in the rain. Can you stop? Can you just stop? You're over there as the Colts defensive coordinator. You come on over to Bears head coach. Torrential downpour whenever you face the 49ers. It's Matt Eberflus's fault, and I'm going to blame him. I'm just going to continue to blame him. That's it. It's all his fault, man. All right. Trey Lance or Derek Carr, Peyton? Roll Derek Carr, man. I would stay away from Lance in this one, man. Matt says, Superflex, Lance or Mariota? Oh, man. I think Lance. Yeah, I mean, even in this rain, I couldn't in good conscience sit him for Marcus Mariota. If you have a Derek, and I would Derek, but I couldn't be that over Mariota, Matt. So Godspeed, and I hope everything works out for you. Samuel or Hollywood weather, Greg asks. If you have to choose between Debo and Hollywood, don't kill me, guys. Give me Hollywood. Yeah. Good question, Tyler. Not sure. Not sure at all. That's a really good question. That's what I was asking before, because that one seems a little bit stranger than the TDP thing to me. Jason, what do you think of my team? Quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Mixon, Aaron Jones, Mike Williams, Higgins, Goddard, Bateman, Tucker, best kicker of all time, Saints, defense, Darnell Mooney, Ramondre Stevenson, and Freiermuth on my bench. I love that team. Love it, man. I love T. Higgins. I think that I've been grabbing him whenever I could, because there is a world where him and Jamar Chase are both wide receiver ones. And I think that offense is going to take another step forward with that offensive line being better and Joe Burrow being better. And T. Higgins is going to take that step too. I've been grabbing T. Higgins for wherever. I let people draft Jamar Chase, and I've been grabbing T. Higgins wherever. So I love it as a wide receiver too. And this has got to be the Mike Williams show, right? They're paying him. Like, this is it. It's his time. I love everything else. Aaron Jones as the RB2 is really great, man. And Justin Tucker is the GOAT. So you got it right there. All right. Jason, you're not a faithful here. Got a San Francisco 49ers baseball game, 100% red and gold occasion here. There's a man's house here tonight. I'm going out with Bear Clans and say 49ers. I don't get what that means. Jason, you're not a faithful here. Got a San Francisco 49ers baseball game, 100% red and gold occasion here. I'll try to figure that one out in a little bit. I mean, if you can elaborate, but we doing victory shots for sure. Pull up to the post game, man. We pulling up. We having a drink, everything as well too. I'm probably gonna stick around for maybe 5 more minutes because I've got to get everything ready. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. And let's get to some more questions. Ryan asks, start Kirk or Mooney for flex? Start Christian Kirk. I'm staying away from Darnell Mooney in this one. Ayuk or Kadarius Toney? Oh, man. Tony, but I don't like it, man. I don't like it. No. You know what? Ayuk. Just go Ayuk. That's it, man. Sometimes we got to draw a line in the sand. You want to be careful and you want to stay away from Brandon Ayuk, but we got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. I think you got to start Ayuk, man. All right. Should I start Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence? All-nighter? I would start Trevor Lawrence in this one, man. Felix, PPR Superflex, Lance Chark or Josh Jacobs? Do I bench Lance with the weather? Nah, he's a quarterback. You got to play him. I wouldn't put DJ Chark or Josh Jacobs in that spot. So, Jason, what's up, man? Maple or chocolate bar? Somebody else got to explain that one to me too. What's your victory drink tonight? I got the full bar waiting. I don't know. I mean, victory drink means something that's going to be happy. So I don't want something that's going to like, put me all the way out, like brown liquor or something like that. But haven't figured that out yet, Paul. I probably got to run to the store right before the game ends or right after the game so I can get right back. So we'll find out. Let me ask this to people like to say that Trey can beat Josh Allen, but Josh Allen took a few years. Is there a difference between Trey because Trey is surrounded by a better team? This is really good. And I think we should end it here because there's a lot of people that say, well, look at Josh Allen. Oh, it's a donut question. Oh, okay. He's talking about donuts. Oh, okay. Yeah, Maple Bar then. Yeah, for sure. My bad, Brian. Thank you. Why do they try? Appreciate you for shouting that out. But the Josh Allen Trey Lance thing is this. Everybody wants to say, well, look at Josh Allen. Look at what he did. I think that people who believe that Trey can be Josh Allen are a bit misguided. But what I think Josh Allen is the lesson in is patience. And that's it. Trey Lance doesn't have to be Josh Allen for this team to win Super Bowls. Josh Allen is special, by the way. He's a one of one. I implore you guys to go back and watch some of the things that he did in this game. I mean, that back shoulder throw to Stephon Diggs, that deep shot to Stephon Diggs, that throw to Gabe Davis on the post. Josh Allen is special. So don't compare anybody to him. But what you compare him to is the situation and the patience that they showed and the growth. What if the Bills, after 1 year, when he was airmailing guys who were right in front of him and throwing you into the stands, said, you know what, man, we're done with this kid. We can't do it. But they stuck with him. And that's what the lesson is. The lesson isn't Trey Lance is going to be Josh Allen, because that would be foolish for anyone to put out there. But the lesson is Josh Allen, the patience that they showed is what should be showed with Trey Lance, and he's in a much better situation. Look, they're in year 4 with Allen, year 5, I believe, something like that. And now look at them. Now they look like the team that's primed to win a Super Bowl, but it took a while. So you've got to be patient. I think the lesson is patience, and it's not, hey, look at Josh Allen. That's what Trey Lance is going to be. I definitely wouldn't put myself in that position to say that. So, yeah. Let's see. Daniel K. Hi, Jason. Greetings from Germany. Let's go. Guten Tag. Is that right, Daniel? I hope that's right, man. Let's go Yankees. Baseball season, man? No, man. It's football season. We're done here, man. Forget the Yankees. They stink. Yeah, whatever. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Almost 170 people in here. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all your questions. Remember, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Aponte. Double your deposit up to $100. These are my favorite wagers on the bottom here. Over, under is not what we talk about. It's higher, lower. So these are the guys that I've got. Make sure that you lock these in. Let's win some money. Let's win some money together, and let's double that deposit with that promo code, right? And then right after this, at 1 o'clock, let me make sure I get this right. 1 o'clock, this is what, nope, I want to change that. Let me keep this. Let me edit this, and boom. This is where you can actually go watch Akash, Rich, and I while we're doing the game. Pull up, sign up, log in with your TV provider, and that's it. You're all set to go. But appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. I will tap in with y'all right after for the post game. We got to have a lot to talk about, I'm sure. But as always, let's go Niners. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte.